Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me in a MK8 Golf GTI for a bit of an ownership review. I'm here with the owner today. We met up I was checking back, about 10 months ago?
Yeah, January.
I absolutely loved it. Before we just quickly get going, what's like the first thing that comes to your mind in terms of like owning this car compared to what you've owned before?
I just love it. Well, I brought it just before all the prices started going up. So.
I remember you saying, because this is it a 2020 car?
It's a 2020 that I brought off a dealership. It was their ex-demo car.
That's exactly what I did in my R.
it was the dealership on the Isle of Wight.
Oh,
so
nice,
it was really, so where all the other demo cars have got like 10,000 miles on, this has got 1,000.
And you're up to 20,000 now, so you're a great example of someone who actually uses that car.
Yeah, we jump in this more than we'll jump in my wife's car.
It does everything, yeah. And I checked out inside. You got your like kids seat in
the
the back.
We've got them in both cars.
You've got kind of everything you need. I love the seats still. I suppose actually straight away while we're on it, because everyone asks me about the MK8 infotainment all the time, and I'm very much someone who just wants to get in a car and drive anyway. I love looking at the lights actually through the reflection. That looks so mean. That looks so cool. With the bar as well.
Yeah, I do love it.
Really, really nice. How have you actually got on with it? For someone who's actually, you know, people can say whatever they kind of want in the comments, but you're actually a person who's had the car, owned it.
Honestly, not too bad.
Okay, that's good.
So I had a problem. It's been back to the dealership a few times.
Okay. Is that like software updates?
Yeah. So I had a problem with my alarm. It would just go off randomly.
Oh no.
And so my local dealership, they replaced the siren. That cured it for about 3 weeks, and then it started up again. And then it went in, and they had it for a few days, and they ended up resetting the whole car.
Oh really?
So they did a complete factory reset. Other than that, it's been absolutely fine. Sometimes it's a bit slow as it was then, booting up. But the majority of the time it's been fine.
What I'll do is I'll leave the stats just quickly in front of your head in terms of what this car is like stock. So stock, it's like, is it 245? About
somewhere
that?
around
PS,
there, yeah.
Decent amount of torque, 2 litre EA AAA, great engine, great car, DSG, gearbox. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of got all you'd want in a car to do absolutely everything.
Yep.
I mean, we're here and there are quite large, obviously, SUVs around, but I've always got a soft spot for something like this.
Yeah, I've had a large SUV, and so I had a Grand Jeep Cherokee a fair few
years
ago.
Oh, nice! That is proper big. That's.
Yeah, and I've had big cars, and I wanted a small car. Before this, the last car I owned was a Mondeo.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special, but it was a boat.
That's the problem, isn't it? And the thing is, it's a small car, but I mean, you have a family, and it's like,
yeah,
do you find it okay? Is there like any compromise really?
The only time that we sometimes struggle is if we're going as a family to the airport and we've got like 4 cases.
Okay, that's.
But we can get round.
Yeah, I suppose the only thing you could do with that, you could do a roof rack if you really wanted to, but
yeah,
it's like.
So I think last time we took our cases the night before, so I threw the seats down in the back and just drove it down, and then when we got back, my father-in-law came and picked the cases up for us from the airport.
Okay.
Or we'll take 2 cars or whatever. Yeah, so there's always ways around.
So other than like when you're going on a proper, you need low suitcases, it's pretty much it.
It's perfect.
I have to say, I really do like the dials. They're nice and simple, isn't it? It's like, there you go, oil, engine, temperature, fuel. I'm happy. Well, obviously, I'm happy being in here. And you've replaced the paddles.
Well,
that's the one.
Just put some extensions on,
just to clip it over, because it is a little bit plasticky, isn't it? And they're quite small.
Yes, it was the size more than anything.
Ah, okay. So it's just a little bit easier when you're. I mean, do you tend to use manual mode quite a lot, or are you?
Depends on the situation.
Okay.
If I'm overtaking, then yeah, I will.
Yeah, because you know better than the gearbox, isn't it? That's the thing. So we're in I guess normal setting. I can already hear the exhaust sounding quite nice.
Yeah. So the car. So you're on sport throttle at the moment.
Ah, nice sport throttle.
And steering, but just normal gearbox.
Okay. So this is like your individual setting, I guess.
This is what. So I tend to drive around in sport.
Okay, sport.
Turn the lane keeping off.
Okay, is that?
Yeah, press that button, and then the OK on the far right middle panel. Because otherwise otherwise it feels like you're driving on ice.
Yeah.
And roads like, it's fine on the motorway.
Yep.
But roads like this, it drives me around the bend because it wants to.
I've had that a few in the last few cars I've driven. It's yeah, actually, I know it's weird to say. I actually think lane keeping assist can be quite dangerous on these roads.
It can. Where I live, there's a long sort of straight road.
Yeah.
But it's not very wide.
Yeah.
And so you straddle the line a lot, and it keeps wanting to put you in the bushes.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? It completely pulls you from side to side, and yeah, tech for tech, it's just too much, really, isn't it?
It's great for on the motorway, and I let the car drive itself on the motorway, so I just hit lane keeping assist on,
cruise control,
auto cruise,
yeah,
and go, and just let it do its thing.
Start stop, so you can save a bit of fuel if you need to save fuel.
I will admit, I very rarely have it on.
We'll have to talk about the bits that you've changed in this car, because it's everyone's personal preference with whatever they want to do, but I love the looks that you've done on the outside of this one with your little touches. So I suppose we'll start with the back. So the exhaust is now Miltech exhaust.
It is, yeah, catback system.
Nice.
That was always on the cards when I got it. Obviously they have to meet emission standards and quietness standards.
For people who don't know, this is basically an era of cars where they just bung them up, don't they, to get them as quiet as possible. That's essentially it.
And you know, this is a performance car, and it should sound like one. And I know they pipe some noise into the cabin, but I'd rather have the noise of what the car should be.
Yeah, and I heard it as you sort of pulled up. It sounded really, really good, but it didn't sound to me like anything obnoxious or.
No, it's not too Asbo-y at all. So you know, it's just sporty.
The carbon fibre again is great as well. So you've got that for like, is it like the boot lid protector? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? And then
so I did that after we went away on holiday in February, and I lifted the case out and I scratched the boot lid.
Oh, you know what? I feel that because I'm my Mark 7 Golf. I'm the same. I always think, should I get this nice and subtle?
It's the genuine VW one as well. So
it's cool.
I like the honeycomb grill at the front.
Yes.
But there's a couple of problems. One, it is really scratchy plastic, and two, it just sucks loads of leaves in.
Oh, you know, that's funny you should say that. I spent the morning yesterday picking out bits of just either rubbish or leaves, and it's so hard to get out as well.
Yeah, so
you've got to have like proper baby hands. Yeah, that is a bit of an oversight, I think, because it just, well, yeah, it's designed to suck in air.
Yeah.
That's where the intercooler is. So it's like, yeah, I feel your pain on that one. Brakes feel really good in this car. The stock stuff are really nice pedal feel. You know, we've got okay roads here, but there's potholes, there's bumps, there's undulations. And it's really keeping up with it well. Stock was great, but giving it a little bit
less. It's got the stock dampers still on it.
Okay, stock dampers just lowered springs, isn't it? Yeah, because this hasn't got DCC, so your car is essentially 7-speed, 5-door.
Yep.
Relatively nice, simple options, isn't it?
It is.
No pan roof, nothing to go over. So it's like if you want to get into a car, you can literally get into this as just default.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a manual, but no one seems to have bought the manual. And there's like 2 available on Auto Trader going for like premium. Just as like a final, I suppose, summary on ownership for your 20,000 miles in just the Mark 8 GTI. We touched on the infotainment, how it's sort of a little bit hit and miss, but you've just kind of got on with it.
Yeah.
It's not really been the end of the world. It's a car, drive it, enjoy it. Yeah, what's like, I suppose, any positives and negatives from someone looking to get just a Mark 8 GTI?
I think it's an absolutely cracking car for the money. I really do. I mean, my first car was an A-Reg VW Polo.
Yeah.
So and I absolutely loved that car. And back then, when I was a young lad, I always wanted a GTI. You know, the GTI. I remember the adverts for the VWs and the GTIs, and I just want. And so for me, it was. I just wanted a GTI before I had to end up with an electric car at some point.
Yeah.
I just love driving it. It just always brings a smile to my face.
It's so good.
And where I live, it's all A roads and B roads.
safe hands, you don't have to be too worried. For someone who's driven it nearly 20,000 miles.
If somebody wanted to buy a car and they wanted a performance car, and
while you can,
and you're buying into the GTI heritage, you're getting a fantastic car.
And I'll also leave the video in the description of when we drove this last time.
Yeah.